Luge is quite a logical sport. A lot of people say luge athletes must have a death wish. It's quite the contrary. Luge athletes are good luge athletes are very logical people and approach things step by step in a very organized and a very meticulous manner. And luge people tend to deal with trivialities and details with much more responsibility, I think, because luge is a sport that is very dependent on mastering the detail. Originally, on the double sled, the driver was the person who took the start handles and initiated the motion of the sled. And between Larry Arbuthnot was his name, my driver. Between him and I, we studied our situation and decided we probably had the slowest sled on the track for the 1972 Olympic Games. So we wanted to get an advantage wherever we could, and we decided that if two of us were pulling off of the start handles, we should have a faster start than anybody. So trying to figure out how to do it, Larry had a pair of skates with him, of course, being a good Canadian, you take your skates everywhere. And we took the laces out of his skates and intertwined them between his fingers and put a loop up about where his elbow was so that I could grab the loop. And then when it was time to pull out of the handles, if I pulled on the skate laces, it was almost pulling on the start handles. So together between him and me pulling, we were probably the fastest sled for the first 100 yards down the track. From there we slowed down. It wouldn't be prudent to build a track for each sport of the three, luge, bobsleigh, and skeleton. So they amalgamate the track as one facility for three sports. So in that respect, if you remember, I was talking about the luge track at Imst being a very technically difficult track. And bobsleigh tracks, which is what luge is subject to now, are not technically difficult for a luge. They're actually quite easy. So the luge sled has changed to become more technically perfect as to get speed rather than for maneuverability. At one time, I could proudly say that there hadn't been a luge athlete that I hadn't coached at one time or another in their career. And even the Vancouver Olympic Games, all but two of the girls I had coached as juniors. So it's quite an honor to and I'm quite proud to watch them participate on television. That was a fantastic honor. It never occurred to me that that was even a possibility until one day they come and said to me, "Oh, by the way, you have to attend this induction ceremony in Red Deer." And I was really quite honored. And when I got there and I saw who was actually in the Alberta Sports Hall of Fame, I was totally impressed.